Hey, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today to sit there and see what we all have cooking. Grab a hold of that vine, swing right on in my kitchen, and let's get cooking. Good looking. That's right. I'm gonna sit there and show you how we could turn this into this. So, let's get cooking, good looking. Well, hey there, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today because I've been waiting a while to sit there and make this video, and today is the day that we're gonna do it. Remember, I told you I was gonna be using up this little bottle of maple syrup? Well, my husband got wind of that. We were out at the Amish grocery store. My husband found a bargain of a deal on a gallon of pure maple syrup, and when I wasn't looking, he sat there and put this in the cart underneath the big bags of clear gel and fruit pectin and whatnot that I all got there. Well, anyways, we're gonna sit there and teach you how to sit there and turn maple syrup into maple powder. That's right. I'm gonna sit there and show you how to turn this into maple powder. So come along with me and let's get started. We're gonna be needing 2 cups of the maple syrup. You're gonna be needing a saucepan that's gonna be 2 to 3 times larger than the 2 cups that we're going to be putting in there, because when we have it over on the stove, it is going to boil. Now, I don't have out here is some butter, because we're going to be running the butter along the inside of our saucepan. We'll do that shortly. You're going to be needing some type of thermometer. And I like using this one because I can just leave it out on my counter. I can leave the probe right into my pan. And I like wrapping mine around the handle to help hold it up inside of the pan. So I'm going to grab my butter so we can rub all the butter around the sides of our saucepan. Okay, I have my butter here. Now we're just gonna sit there and run it all the way around the edge of your saucepan. And I'll be back when I'm all done rubbing the edge of my pan with the butter. The edges of my saucepan have been all well buttered. Now I'm going to measure out 2 cups of the maple syrup. So let's go ahead and let's measure it out. Add it to our saucepan. We will add another cup. I have to open the new one. Like I said, my husband got wind. And of course we had pancakes the other night, and he used maple syrup on his, and I would have had exactly 2 cups in this little thing, but that's okay. I get to tap into his big bad boy over here. So we'll be back. Let's add the second cup. Now we're going to take this over to the stove and put it over medium-high heat. We're not going to stir it. Remember, do not stir. No, 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 no. No stirring. In fact, if you stir it, you're going to hinder the crystallization process. So, no, 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 no. No stir. Off to the stove. We're going to bring it to a boil. We're going to bring it up to 255 degrees. We're not going to stir it. Here it is on my stove over medium-high heat. Do not stir it. We're going to bring it to a boil, and we're going to bring it up to 255 degrees. And I want you to see how it's reading on my thermometer that I have in there. Right now it's at 104. Remember, we're going for 255. So we'll be back when we reach that point. Coming up to a bubble. A bubble. A boil. Oh my goodness. And we're at 217 degrees. We have to go to 255. We're getting close. We're at 248. 252. 253. Alright, we achieved. Let's take it off the fire and let's go back over to our counter. We're back over at the counter. Now, I'm just gonna remove my temperature probe, and I'm just gonna sit there and put it right into my measuring cup. Now I have my mixer over here. Okay, we raised the paddle. Now we're gonna sit there and put this hot syrup into our mixer. Now be very careful because this will really burn you bad. And a word of caution. You're going to want to start your mixer out at the lowest possible speed. Again, please use caution when you're sitting there using any type of a hot liquid such as this. So let's go ahead and pour it in to our mixing bowl. Now I'm just gonna leave it sit here and let it drain out all that goodness. So we'll be back in 1 minute. Let's lower our paddle down. Lock your mixer into place. And carefully, at your lowest speed. Now just keep letting it mix. And then little by little, we're going to be increasing the speed. But remember, this is hot as lava. It will burn you good. So don't sit there and be over aggressive. Take your time when you're doing this. Okay, I'm gonna bump it up to the next one. Right now we're on stir, so I'm gonna take it to number 2. We're gonna let this whip a little bit in number 2, and then we're gonna sit there and take it to number 4. Let's bump it up to 4. I brought you in for a close-up view. As you see, with each number that we're increasing, it's starting to crystallize. Let's go ahead and bump it up to number 6. Now, when we're nearing the end, I want you to come in here and scrape down the sides like I have been. This is what I'm scraping off. I just sit there and take my spoon and go up and down and get it all off of the sides. So, do the same, please. I have to sit there and show you. 2 cups of syrup gave us this much. And look at how it turned into like a sugar. Now we're gonna let this cool off, and we're gonna sit there and put it through our coffee grinder. Go ahead for it, honey. Go ahead, go for it.
Good.
We're gonna put this into our coffee grinder, and we're gonna grind it up, and then we're gonna put it into our canning jars. We have our maple powder ready to go right into our coffee grinder. Now I gotta make this quick because my husband already has found 101 uses to use this maple powder on, and oh yeah, he's been using it. So I'm gonna set my coffee grinder up. I'm gonna sit there and remove my mixer so I have some workspace, and I'm gonna sit there and take my bowl off right now, and we're just gonna set it over here for safekeeping. I have my coffee grinder all plugged in. Now I'm gonna remove the mixing paddle, and then we're gonna grab, let me just rearrange this a little bit. We're gonna grab some of this, I don't know if it's showing up, some of the powder here. We're gonna put it into our coffee grinder, and then we're gonna turn the coffee grinder on, and we're gonna powder all this delicious crystallized powder that we have right here inside of our big old mixing bowl. I placed the cover on. Now just give it a few pulses, and there you go. Now I'm gonna get a jar, and we're gonna put it all into it. And he's snitching again behind my back. Here's a canning jar. Now I'm gonna have to make it fast because we have a real bad thunderstorm right upon us. So I got unplug this so I can bring it up and show you. Oh, look at that. Now we're gonna grab our spoon and we're just gonna grab this and we're gonna put it right into our canning jar.
Look at that powder, hey?
I know. And you're snitching it behind my back. So I'll be back when I'm all done grinding up all of our crystallized maple syrup, and we're turning it all into maple powder. And here we are with all of our maple powdered, all finished. Now I got 1 pint and a little less than a half of a pint. But also don't forget, the big kahuna's been snitching. So, and I don't blame him. It's really good. I mean, it does taste like candy. So, if you liked what you saw here today, please give me a thumbs up. All the thumbs up helps out my channel greatly, and I greatly appreciate every thumbs up. And if you're not yet a subscriber, go up, hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell. That way you'll always be notified every time I do put out a new video. And as always, here's to happy cooking, but better yet, happy eatins'. Y'all come back now, you hear?